My name's Fecher and I am a Community Safety Product Manager with specific interest and responsibilities for looking at the diving audience. I've been a diver since 1984, learnt under the auspices of BZAC, and then spent the rest of my life diving. Got hooked when I was at university in '84. With regards to whether there's been a decrease in shore diving, I think that's quite hard to say. We don't know really how many dives are done in the UK anyway. UK coastal diving is something that's very underrated. It's easily accessible, it doesn't cost anything in the most in order to dive along our coast, and there's some cracking sites. And the one behind me now, Swanage Pier, is just an iconic UK coastal site. Always something to see down there. It's nice and easy. There are loos available, there's coffee, there's snacks. It's just a nice, easy way of enjoying a pleasant morning or pleasant afternoon diving around the UK. We as the RNLI have concerns about any activity that is resulting in incident, be it fatality or accidents, or even involving a rescue, where our volunteer crews have to go out and lend assistance. And of course we'll do that whatever the circumstances. Diving in particular has got its own unique characteristics in that a number of the fatalities that occur around our coast each year are ones where it wouldn't make any difference if we doubled our fleet, for instance, because unfortunately those individuals are beyond help even before the pages have gone off on our lifeboat crews' belts. We've seen an increase in cardiac events occurring with divers over the last few years, and part and parcel of the reasons for that is because we as a UK diving population are ageing. The average age of the UK diver is just under 50, and the average age of our fatalities is just over 50. So we have an overarching vision within the RNLI of trying to reduce our coastal fatalities down by 50% by 2024. And we're not going to be able to do that through our fantastic lifeguards and through our fantastic lifeboats and through all of the volunteers that man them. We're going to need to look at other ways of trying to prevent these accidents from occurring. We would encourage divers to get their health checked regularly, even with their own GP, and this is their cardiac health. We're not asking divers to go and do a diving medical as say, but just to go and make sure that their cardiac health is up to scratch, that there's nothing going on that they weren't aware of. If they have got any concerns, then we would encourage them then to go and see a registered diving doctor for a full diving medical. The other area of concern we've got is more that there's a number of the incidents over the years have seen some certain basic skills lacking in some of the divers, such things as basic dive planning, use of S&Bs, and even doing buddy checks before going in. These are all fundamental skills or bits of equipment that each diver should carry when diving in the UK. No matter whether you're diving from the boat or even diving from the shore, it is important that you do your checks and have the right equipment with you. The sort of equipment that we would recommend any UK diver to carry as a basic minimum is that each diver should have their own S&B and reel, so to mark their position when at the surface so their own boat can see them and come and recover them, but also as well to warn other boat users that there are actually divers in the water. But going further than that, we would also encourage divers just to consider and maybe do their own self-risk assessment on any dive that they undertake, just to ask themselves the question, if they were left on the surface, they were missed, how could they raise that help? How could they put out that means for calling for help? I would suggest that a lot of divers have maybe had one or two instances where they've come to the surface and thought, oh, has the boat seen me? Maybe have been on the surface for a bit longer than they felt comfortable. I would ask them to just have a think about whether a personal locator beacon in a waterproof pot or even a waterproof VHF radio like the Nautilus radio is something that maybe they should consider having as part of their standard equipment. It's not necessary maybe for all dives, maybe not necessary for doing shore dives like the one behind me, but in a number of instances people would have been found a lot quicker had they had either a personal locator beacon or had a waterproof VHF radio upon them, and it makes the job of our crews a lot easier in finding them. Certainly there have been a number of instances where divers have been out all night with crews and helicopters searching for them, and it has taken many hours in order to locate them. And in certain circumstances, some of those divers have been very fortunate in order to survive until the morning.